So a couple of months ago, I was analyzing the chart of Facebook, just because all of Facebook, the company, I don't know if you guys know, it's a social media site. It was obviously in the news for, maybe tipping the balance of the US elections. The CEO has been in Congress, the stock's been under pressure, and the stock fell from 190 to 150. And I was having lunch with a friend of mine, and an investment banker guy, and somehow he brought up, well, what do you think of Facebook, the stock? I said, it's going to go and make new highs. And that was when it was at 150. And the guy thought I was drunk. And I said, you know what? I don't really trade the stock market, but if I really believe that, I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And I ended up making $1 million in about 3 weeks on that trade. Now I'm going to show you how this trade lines up with the current trade in Facebook. So remember that we had this kind of reverse wedge triangle, that it fell out of bed, that it went a few weeks sideways, and then it went back and made new highs. So I'm going to show you, that was 3 years ago. Now I'm going to show you the chart of Facebook. Let me just bring this over here. Okay. So this is the stock Facebook. Now I know you guys trade FX or whatever. What I'm saying is that these patterns apply to all trading markets. So pattern is a pattern is a pattern. I don't care if it says corn, soybeans, pork bellies, Netflix, IBM, or Facebook. So here was that reverse wedge triangle that I shared with you guys. And then it kind of went down, made this huge move lower, made a new low, looked like the bottom was falling. And here was the double bottom right there. Now, when it put on this key reversal right here, made a new low, closed on the high, I bought the stock right there. And to me, it was a riskless trade. I had the double bottom with the key reversal. I put a lot of money in that and rode the stock up to here, made about $8 on thousands and thousands of shares. Then I got out, waited for this thing to curl around, and when it put on this key reversal, I then started loading up on the options. Now, I don't want to get into options, and you guys might not understand it, but I started buying calls, the 185 calls right there for 40 cents. That was when the stock was trading at 160. It was $25 out of the money. These things were worthless unless this thing went up $25 quickly. These things actually expired this week. So not only did I make a bet on where it was going, but how fast it was going to get there. Again, based on that chart, this is a mirror image of that chart we just saw in the NASDAQ 3 years ago. Different instrument, entirely different time frame, and there it was. So now a lot of people call me bullshitters. I don't like to do this. I've never done this. Here is my account. There are the 185 calls that I bought for 40, 50 cents, and they were trading at $4. I made 1,000% on my money. I also bought the 180 calls. I bought many others. I kind of blew it out before I took this screenshot. I bought these at 84 cents. They were trading at $8. And there's the value of my account. So I have 7-figure accounts all over the place. And I get a little tired of people kind of besmirching me, and I don't normally do this. Here's another screenshot of my account today. It's up 400,000, more than it was a week ago. That's not a typo. There's my name, and there's the value. So this is the value of the members area, the value of seeing these patterns every day. Now, a lot of people say, well, it's $1,000, and then they equate it to their account size. I only have $1,000 in my account or 2,000, so if I pay 1,000, then, relative. So my question to you, what is the value of understanding a pattern that one day could change your life? where you could make maybe $1 million in a week like I did. And so this was 3 years ago that I remember this pattern from. I saw this pattern emerging in my mind, and I remembered it from 3 years ago. So I say this every week, you know, access to our members area, on and on and on. But it really frustrates me that people really don't understand the impact of these. And even when I'm wrong, then you'll understand what happened to that formation, what we did, and how we approach it, and then it didn't work out. And from that, to me, that's a lesson also. So, you know, people go and they spend, you know, years educating themselves to be a plumber, to be a lawyer, to be an architect. They pay hundreds of thousands. But when it comes to trading, people think, well, I can just sit in front of a screen and, you know, just start it all up. You know, I don't really have to kind of put much into it. So, you know, it's up to you guys. You know, sometimes, you know, the Holy Grail, it's, you know, it's right in front of you. All you have to do is pick it up, and most people won't. So I don't have to sell it. I don't need the money. I made a couple $1 million this week. So I really just want to give back. I like talking to people around the world, and I get a real charge out of this, but I don't need it. I really want to just give back, and I hope you guys see the value of it. All right. Melissa says, if I subscribe to this for $9.97 per year after 1 year, does that mean I don't get access to the site anymore? So, you know, obviously, if you don't resubscribe, Melissa, then, you know, then you don't get access. So all you have to do is subscribe. And you have to feel that the value is there. Otherwise, I wouldn't. So it's up to you. But again, you know, this pattern I saw 3 years ago in the NASDAQ. So here it is again. So it was, here's the dates down here in the 2015 timeframe. It was like July, August, whatever. This is exactly when I launched the Pattern Trader. I launched the Pattern Trader September 2015. So I remember writing these emails right when I launched it. This is the first pattern one of the first patterns I analyzed. And I told my members then that it was going to drop from 4,700 to 3,900, stop on a dime and go back and make new highs. And here is exactly something repeating 3 years later. Different animal, different instrument. The patterns repeat. It's frightening. So I eat my own cooking. I trade whatever I tell you guys. And that's really all I have to say on that. So Richard said that's amazing. Yep. Let's see, Jerry says, do you also do analysis on stocks besides FX on your site? So right now I really don't, Jerry. I'm kind of spread so thin. But, you know, I analyze all kinds of charts all the time. And like I said, you can apply these formations to any trading market. Corn, soybeans, live cattle, gold. Because charts reflect human behavior. It's not some magic. And also price is ahead of the information. So when everyone's kind of, the world's coming to an end, and, you know, Facebook is, you know, being accused of all this stuff, the CEO is appearing before Congress, you know, the company is accused of undermining the democracy of the United States, and, you know, it just looks like shit. I couldn't buy enough of this stuff. But it wasn't just based on an instinct, on a feeling. There was, you know, some patterns here. There was precedent here. I remember saying to my buddy at lunch, when he was saying it looks like it's over for the company, I said, this thing's going to go make new highs. You know, he wanted to call me a doctor. And here you have it. All right, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up right here. Go to thepatterntrader.com/join. Check it out. There are all kinds of reviews. And, you know, make up your mind for yourself. What are you really looking for in your life, in your trading? Are you looking to change your life and your trading? If so, hopefully I can be of help. All right, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Thanks very much, and I'll see you next time.